So, what does Donald Trump's deportation policy truly mean for immigrants in the United States? Are his targets limited to dangerous criminals, or does the scope extend far beyond what many expect? Let's dive into this complex issue to uncover the real story behind his immigration policies and who could be most affected. Hello, everyone. Welcome to U.S. Immigration News. In today's video, we'll explore the key groups of immigrants at heightened risk, revisit the policies Trump enforced during his previous term, and discuss how these measures could potentially impact the broader immigration system if he takes office again. This analysis may surprise you, so stay tuned. If you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's look what we know about the high-risk groups for deportation. When discussing deportation policies, it's essential to clarify who is most vulnerable. Under Donald Trump's administration, enforcement priorities shifted dramatically, placing several groups at significant risk. First, individuals with removal orders were at the top of the priority list. These are people who appeared before an immigration judge and were ordered to leave the United States, but never did. Since their cases are considered resolved, they no longer have a right to reappear before a judge unless they present new evidence or asylum claims. This makes them among the easiest to deport, as they can be detained and removed without prolonged legal battles. Another group placed under heightened scrutiny included immigrants with criminal records. While the campaign rhetoric emphasized targeting dangerous criminals to make America safer, the reality was more nuanced. Although serious offenders are a small percentage of immigrants, they were understandably prioritized. However, the broad nature of enforcement often included individuals with minor infractions or non-violent offenses. This lack of distinction blurred the line between high-priority removals and low-risk individuals, creating an overburdened immigration system and leaving many at risk of deportation despite posing minimal threats. Visa overstayers represent another group that often goes unnoticed in public discussions. Many enter the U.S. under the Visa Waiver Program, or ESTA, Electronic System for Travel Authorization, which allows travelers from specific countries to visit for up to 90 days without a formal visa. Overstaying this period technically violates immigration law, making them vulnerable to deportation. These individuals typically waive their right to challenge removal in immigration court, making enforcement straightforward. Interestingly, this group often includes travelers from European countries or Canada, demonstrating that immigration enforcement isn't solely focused on undocumented individuals crossing the southern border. Now let's look at mixed-status families and the emotional toll. A particularly perplexing and heart-wrenching aspect of Trump's policies involves mixed-status families. These are families where members have varying immigration statuses, such as a U.S. citizen child, a lawful permanent resident parent, and an undocumented spouse. Many families believed their documented members would insulate them from enforcement. However, Trump's broad classification of criminal immigrants extended enforcement action even to those with no criminal records. For instance, undocumented family members who had lived peacefully in the U.S. for years often found themselves at risk of deportation. Consider a permanent resident applying to adjust their status based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. If their application was denied for a minor error, Trump's policies allowed for immediate placement into deportation proceedings. Such measures created anxiety and instability for families who might have otherwise been protected under more selective enforcement practices, causing emotional distress and eroding trust in the system. If we look at Trump's immigration policies in practice, during Trump's presidency, his administration abolished enforcement priorities. Previous administrations had focused on removing individuals deemed high risk, such as those involved in violent crimes or posing a national security threat. Under Trump, discretion was removed entirely. This meant anyone unlawfully present in the US became a potential target, regardless of circumstances. This no-priorities approach led to several unintended consequences. First, the immigration courts became inundated with cases, many involving individuals with strong ties to the US and minimal risk factors. This overburdened the system, delaying justice for those in more pressing cases. Additionally, the broad enforcement created widespread fear among immigrant communities, even among those who might not have otherwise been at risk. Moreover, resources meant for targeting high-priority cases were diverted, reducing the focus on individuals who posed genuine threats to public safety. What America needs: the need for enforcement priorities. Immigration enforcement must be strategic. The US has an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants, and DHS resources are insufficient to deport even a fraction of them. Prioritizing individuals with severe criminal records or national security concerns ensures that enforcement efforts are both effective and fair. Discretionary measures also play a critical role in ensuring fairness. For instance, prosecutors under most administrations could close deportation cases for individuals with strong ties to the US, such as those with US citizen family members, stable employment, and clean criminal records. Eliminating this discretion, as seen under Trump, undermined the system's efficiency and fairness, leading to a scattershot approach that often caused more harm than good. Lastly, let's look at the broader impact on immigration policy. Trump's approach to immigration extended beyond enforcement. His administration's policies reshaped how applications for legal status were processed. For example, applications denied for minor errors often resulted in immediate deportation proceedings. This heightened scrutiny discouraged many from applying for immigration benefits, fearing that the risk of deportation outweighed potential rewards. This chilling effect stifled legal pathways and further complicated an already complex system. Rather than encouraging individuals to pursue lawful immigration avenues, these measures pushed many into the shadows, making comprehensive immigration reform even more challenging. So, who is Donald Trump actually going to deport? The answer extends far beyond the narrative of criminal immigrants. His policies historically targeted anyone unlawfully present in the US, regardless of their individual circumstances. This approach affects families, disrupts communities, and strains an already overburdened immigration system. The US Immigration News Channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your US immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about US visitor visas such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. Thank you for visiting us today, and we'll see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, Please subscribe channel for more US immigration update videos.